Alright guys, this is Andrew, and today, well, I figured I'd do like a little bit of Overwatch news. Not really news, because a lot of it is speculative, though I figured they're worth mentioning. So, the first point I want to talk about would be what Jeff Kaplan and the Blizzard team mentioned on the stream yesterday with Star. As you guys may or may not know, Star hosted a stream with a bunch of Blizzard devs. Maybe one day Jeff Kaplan will notice me. One can dream. But yeah, so Star hosted a stream. He asked a bunch of questions. And if you guys want to check out the entire stream, I can go ahead and link it down in the description. But the main points for me that really stood out was that Jeff basically confirmed that they are working on 4 new maps right now for Overwatch. He did say that not all of them will necessarily see the light of day, though I will want to mention that he did say that one map is coming out soon-ish, whatever that's supposed to mean. But I guess while we're waiting for the new map to come out, I pulled up the map from Gibraltar, Watchpoint Gibraltar on Attacking Site. There is like a little diagram showing a bunch of Overwatch bases commissioned or decommissioned, however you want to see it. Obviously this isn't like, like for sure confirming anything, but I guess it would be kind of cool to look at to kind of see what potential bases could be next. I see one in Madagascar. Maybe we're going to have one in Antarctica. That'd be kind of cool. Now, this new map will feature the traditional game modes already present. However, they are experimenting with new and exciting elements to different types of game modes. I'm not exactly sure what other game modes they would add that would apply well to Overwatch, but if you guys got any guesses, be sure to let me know down in the comments. It'd be kind of cool to see what you guys can come up with. In other news, and just to kind of give you guys a little bit of background as far as the PTR, and in my opinion, their design/balance philosophy is that, okay, so in the closed beta, they would do certain things where they would take a underpowered hero and and buff the shit out of him, and vice versa for super overpowered heroes. So I think they like to go overboard a little bit to kind of gauge the minimum and maximum of what is really balanced, and then kind of find a middle point that way. So right now, like, Mercy is getting a lot of talk about being too powerful with her 50% damage burst, or buff rather, and Zenyatta, everyone really likes the 200 HP, but I think they may bring it back down to 175, at least that is what they said on the stream. So kind of bear that in mind when you play on the PTR and you're like, dude, I can't believe, Blizzard did this. I mean, I saw some people complaining. I'm like, this is not final. Like, what's in the PTR is probably going to get changed at least 1 or 2 times before it makes it to the live servers. So, yeah. Another thing I want to mention is that they seem to have decreased the hitboxes on projectiles. Now, another YouTuber made a video on this, but I went ahead and confirmed it in the training arena as well as against some certain heroes. So, the short version of the story is that I took Hanzo and Zenyatta, both projectile-type heroes, and just compared the hitboxes, the headshot hitboxes anyways, of the training bots from the PTR versus the live server, and I can tell you there is a noticeable difference. I mean, I feel like the projectile type weapons are now a lot smaller as far as their hitbox. I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing. I am curious. I am wondering if this is one of those things where we should be careful with what we ask for, because projectile weapons are, granted, a bit harder to land than regular hit scan weapons. So we're going to have to see how this plays out on the live server. I am not directly opposed to having smaller hitboxes, because I definitely think it does raise the skill ceiling a little bit, and maybe it'll, ease some of the player frustration with getting hit by a Hanzo headshot, which was quote-unquote too easy, quote-unquote. But moving on to the next thing that I want to talk about, and that is Ana, and where she's at right now. What are my opinions on her? Because I have played her quite a bit since my last little unveiling video of her a couple days ago, and I think she's a pretty decent hero overall, though I do think her ultimate is really too strong. Holy shit, guys. I mean, if you just, put that on a Reinhardt, he suddenly becomes like an Olympic sprinter with a giant freaking hammer, a battle hammer. It's ridiculous. He is so powerful with that ultimate. I can only imagine other combos, like even with Winston. Like, Winston becomes a monster with that ultimate. Not even mentioning Genji, Tracer, Reaper, a ulted 76, like, oh my god, it feels uncounterable because of the damage reduction. You know, it just seems so powerful. In my opinion, they should take away the damage reduction. I think one amongst many made a suggestion where it become a slow heal, so that way you still get some form of sustain. But I don't know. I just think it should be like sort of a attack bonus plus a speed bonus. No need for any extra durability. That just too powerful. Regarding the sleep though, the sleep is also quite powerful. I can see it changing the meta quite a bit, because now when you're picking a hero with an ultimate that is channeling, like i.e. Reaper, Roadhog, McCree, like those ultimates suddenly become way less powerful. In my opinion, I think that the sleep should, you know, should, instead of lasting 5 or 6 seconds, it should last for maybe 3 seconds with a 1 second slowdown. So like when you get hit, you don't immediately go to sleep. Because I mean, like when I'm hitting people with the sleeping darts, they immediately drop to the ground, which is like, holy shit, what kind of Rhino tranquilizer is Ana using? So I think it would be better if it was like a movement slowdown for 1 second into a sleep. That gives, you know, people a chance to fight back for that 1 second before going down. And I guess coming to think of it, I don't know how it's gonna help people who have channeling ults fight back. I guess as McCree, you could decide to pull the trigger before you go down and go to bed. It's high midnight. But yeah, I guess having that 1 second slowdown, the movement slowdown before you go to sleep with the sleeping dart, it'll allow heroes like, you know, Mei or Reaper or Zarya or Zenyatta to have some way of fighting back. So I don't know. That's just sort of an idea that I have. Maybe you guys disagree. Maybe you guys think the sleep is fine, the sleep dart is fine. But I definitely think that Ana's ultimate needs to be toned down a little bit, because it seems to be a little bit too strong. That's just my opinion. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.